Looks like YouTube and Rumble are booting on up. Twitch as well. Twitter is as well. Give me a moment to turn on the live chat windows. And this one's highly rated, so I'm going to go ahead and boot it up now before it actually goes away. And start multitasking a little bit. Okay, live chat windows are good. Put a pause right there for a brief moment, and it looks like everything's good on my other computer, so let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the south or bottom right side as the blue Thor. We got Crag Hack. Spawn on the top left side as the red Tusk. How do we pronounce his name? Yomi. Well, I butchered that name well enough. We have Averly. When it comes to the major gods, of course, this is now the Japanese. I heard his name plenty times before. Tuskiomi is focused on technology, shinobi, and cavalry. Increased attack per tier. Each technology research grants Bushido EXP. Advance each age is 25% faster, and get a free kitsune appear at each temple, or the temple at each age. At the temple. Blah, cannot speak. And of course, Thor is, of course, a common, already existing one. Dwarves and armory. You get dwarves, sort of dwarves to the gatherers. Dwarves cost less, and they gather food and wood nearly as fast gather. So gather is still better than aspect, but dwarves a bit more generalist. Dwarven armor can be built and research upgrades in any age. You get 3 dwarves per upgrade, and you get additional 3 dwarven upgrades. Oops. Gotta make sure have Thor like this since I not unbound some of the upgrades. Bushido tier 1, Tsukiyomi grants cavalry and shinobi damage. And looks like plus 3% damage at the moment. When it comes to the minor gods, we got Inari Okami, which does provide the swamp land. Creates a temporary swamp infested with kappa that leaps out of the water and drown enemy human soldiers. Get the Jorogumo, Spider Woman hybrid, pierces limbs, good against human soldiers. Wisdom of 9, Inari Ikomi upgrades Kitsune to 9-tailed Kitsune, which have more hit points, line of sight. Friendly units can simultaneously have their speed increased by 2 9-tailed Kitsune, or Kitsune. I heard it both ways to pronounce it. Line of sight, and of course gives a boost speed boom and plus 75% hit points. Deadly Snare increases drawing, gives him damage over time to throw for 6 seconds. I wonder if it's actually a decent poison damage at that point in time. And of course a bit more divine damage with a melee attack, a little bit less actually. Can causes Mythians to generate gold when attacking each unit, so similar to the Raiding Cavalry upgrade for Baragi, right? And Sashimi Bannerman. The cavalry gets additional hit points and bonus damage for his cavalry, so maybe a bit more generalist there. Goshi Boku summons a Goshi Boku tree. Probably butchering all these names like usual. The tree blessing resurrects their owner's myth units as they fall in combat. Kama Ikachi. Probably butchered that name well enough. Weasel Blade Hands, who whirls to slice and dice enemies, good against human soldiers. Increase their damage by 40%. Infantry gets 10% increased hit points and adds 75, I guess, experience, Bushido experience upon death. Keeps gathering rate, allows increased water shrine, and I heard Yes, we went ahead and used a new ability. Target building obtains all currently technologies there for free, causes military units to train faster for a short duration. So, looks like we got all the H2 upgrades right then and there. Got the Girdle Hippolyta, increases ranged soldiers' hit points, which is quite nice to have.
Nani?
Let's see, there's the Kitsune. Looks like he has went ahead and got, oh yeah, the God Power here got the immediately 9-tail upgrade. So now there's a good number of these raiding 9-tail Kitsune. They're not high damage, but they have decent bulk. There's Joromongo Gurmo. If I remember correctly, from Mythology was something involving... Oh, does got one of the dwarves there. Dwarves went ahead and stayed in the fight. Their damage is not great, 7.2 slow attack speed, but it sounds like they are free. 25 food, so... Sort of surprised she's not taking too much... Oh! He just aged up. I didn't realize how late... Yep, it's Thor. It's a late age up. That's why these guys were doing so little damage. They were doing, had 1/10 of the damage. I was a bit confused by that. Got the troll here. Looks like he has researched Forseti. See, don't see where the Nine-tailed Kitsune may have went. Yep, there's 2 Kitsunes. We do also have now some Naginata Riders, which offer a decent damage. Compared to Hippus, higher damage, less health, I believe. Actually, I think they're just straight up superior to Hippus. No upgrades onto him just yet. Naginata Riders push way forward. Second bit of damage there. One the Kitsune. A bit of damage there. Just the 2 Kitsune remaining. We do now have the Sashimo Bannerman, increase the cavalry hit points by 10%, and also gives a bit of bonus damage to cavalry. We have rating cavalry here in comparison. Does have 8.8, less health, less cost as well. So yeah, it's hard to say. Don't remember the exact. Maybe they are very similar to Hippus. I think Hippus has more health while having less damage. Can't remember to exact the top of my head. This Kitsune doesn't have too much health left, has 9 health remaining. And of course with the passive ability, increases these guys' move speed to 6.6. Right now the Kitsune have 6.6 move speed themselves, so it's a pretty good company to accompany them. Raiding Cavalry only have 6 movement speed. And looks like some of these Sirao, or how to pronounce them, some delicious goat things. And if I remember correctly as well, this provides us so increase the stack loom. Have the speed increased by 2, so 2 is the minimum number. So it looks like there's an aura effect around them. Shrine now being employed in the field generates favor when tended to a Miko. Or Miko? Miko. Probably Miko. Boost the by natural resource and upgrade by Miko. And looks like this variation Japan, if you ever get confused with the Age of Empires 3 Japan, these ones can eat meat, like also Age of Empires 4. Guess in Age of Empires 3, the more modern one had a bit of vegetarianism. Bushi, deployed on the field, ranged hero. Oh, and we do have now a Hearse here taking a bit of damage there. The Bushi are just purely meant for anti-myth unit. 8 damage, slow attack speed, high multiplier. They are classified as ranged hero, which suggests to me they're not classified as ranged soldier, so they don't receive bonus damage from, say, Hippus, Naginata Riders, or raiding cavalry. Based on what I'm reading there. We do have a handful of trolls there, the troll's opponent. Some of the polymers are taking some damage there. Kitsune don't have high multiplier. They're just a weak support unit, to say the least. They're meant for the high mobility buff. You have medium Naginata riders now deployed in the field. One Kitsune remain. It looks like he's at tier 2, so right now all cavalry and shinobi get plus 6% damage. More Naginata riders. Yep. Can right now build all that stuff, including some more Kitsune. Healing Spring here, very nice. Actually utilizing it to heal in between combat. I always love to see that. You don't really see that all too often. That minimap seems a little bit too small. That seems better. More Naginata riders. He is going for another Kitsune, bring us his Kitsune number up to 2. And we do have Watermill going up, which is the food and wood drop-off. I suppose water mills do exist to help processing lumber. We got some mystical chickens here. Of course, the shrine does improve with nearby natural resources. It looks like chickens count as natural resources. Whoa, I just realized something. That's a lot of cows. His one has no cows at the moment. Is there some sort of thing I'm missing where they can train cows? Because it looks like he got every single cow on the map. Naginata riders push way forward, gains good damage on these various forces. Some Erdman would definitely be a good call. He has to pull out some. You may want to leave that one behind to help increase movement speed of his formation. We do have a number of Erdmen and more trolls being employed in the field. Both the Kappa... Oh, speaking of which, the Kappa's not being employed on the field. It says it drowns enemy units. So, haven't seen it being utilized there. Looks like nothing triggered at the moment. Eyeing for Fuji, get access to Oni. Nope, there's now eyeing for Hachimon. I wonder if it's anything related to the Advanced Wars as a Hachi. Is he some sort of archery strategy, so nothing involving merchants? Give access to Tengu. More Erdmen being employed in the field. Right now, Blue does have more civilians in the field, probably thanks to the Dwarven army researching some upgrades. They're just gonna fall back. And thanks to these Kitsune, he's able to move very quickly between the various fronts. Starting to research him now. Thor is very far from Asia, nowhere near. Bringing some Berserks for extra DPS, but more Erdmen would just generally be best. Over here, do you have some Herseers? And Red's trying to eat some cows. I'm just assuming he just can't research and train cows anywhere. I don't really know the Japan just yet. I haven't really looked into the new civilizations. But it looks like he just managed to find every single piece of cow on the map. Guess he has a lot of beef with his opponent. There's one of the Tengus. Appears to be a boosted Anubite, an age 3 Anubite, offering high attack speed and high DPS. Look at that attack speed and damage. And with a decent amount of bulk with them, I think Tengu should be pretty effective. Going for more heroes, going for some daimyos, some Mikos, and some more Bushis. A lot of heroes there. heavy guardhouse soldiers, as well as the heavy stables. We do now have Scotty being researched. Or at least being selected. There's the Shoguns. Target daimyo transform into immensely powerful Shogun who summons a samurai while he fights. Curious how effective that is. Will these be permanent summons or are they temporary summons? And this is also probably the alternative to the Son of Osiris. Let's see if we see him anywhere. There's a Miko. There is that the Shogun? Here's a Shogun. Divine, so can't be bolted. Health is not as healthy as the Tengu. Of course, he is hero. In the meantime, let's just take a look at the Naginata Riders that push way forward. Heavy Naginata Riders pursuing a good number of these civilians. Got a good number of Urban help intercept. Very good. Trolls trying to troll his opponent. Next, Shogun. Looks like all the god powers are taking 90 more favor. I just wonder if he has Hectate's torches. Yes, he does. There's Age Up. The Frost Giant will be going down. A nice early pick for Red. Gave one guy the cold shoulder. And Red will need to start deploying out some more Erdmen help deal with this force. Heavy Yumi archers do have a slight bonus modifier like the Toxidaes. Their attack speed is a bit slow. Don't have as much range as Argus archers, but they do hit quite hard. Which honestly, it's always... Every single Age of Empires game's Yumi archers are drastically different. In Age of Empires 3, they're of course light infantry unit there, which is their version of the skirmisher, anti-infantry tool, heavy infantry tool, as well as anti-light cavalry. In Age of Empires 4, they are the dirt cheat archer to be mass produced. In this game, they appear to be just the hits hard archer. Unless I'm misreading it. You have some more of the Naginata Riders being summoned. Tengu did jump over there. The Miko gets a bit of healing there. Most of the Yumi archers do need some ballistics research to make them a bit more accurate, though. Seem a little bit less accurate than Toxidaes. They also seem taller than Toxidaes.
Yo.
Good number of Erdmen over here to help intercept. He does have heavy infantry as well. Bushido 3, so they're up to 9% damage. A nice moderate increase. We do have some Jarls being employed in the field, which he can get. Does have a bit of bonus damage for the cavalry, but seems like a bit more of a soft counter than a hard counter. Kitsune going along with these Naginata Riders. And looks like they're be focused on the gate, both from the front and the back. What a very good gate. Products in the field. Could try stealing them from some of the heroes over here. Looks like we have now, how to pronounce this one, Okunushi being researched to give access to the Omoraki. Let's take a quick look at that. Gives access to the Omoraki flying myth unit, speed, trains units faster, increases range and pierce damage of the flying myth unit. This increases myth unit speed and the wretch speed. Here comes the age up. Thor is pretty far from aging up as well. Going for more Jarls. I don't know if Jarls are the greatest call in this situation. They're Ulf Jarls, so they're only medium Jarls. Heavy Jarls being researched now. Going for the golden kite. Increases archer and hero damage, especially the myth units. Heavy Erdman on intercept. Got a hill fort here. Erdman will find a very good amount of damage there. The Naginata Riders do take run on by it, but they're pretty wounded. Needs to fall back some Mikos, gets healed on up. Hill fort firing away while at it. And overall, blue just getting a lot of free damage there. And blue is advancing over here. Do have a castle here. Good number of Yumi archers here with a bit of a choke point causing issue. Jarls will be able to resist the bonus damage. And here comes the frost. Locks down most of the formation. Because our eye for the structure itself now. Erdman push way forward. And there's Age Up. Can bring in the Sacred Gate. Targets a location of Great Sacred Gate, which makes your god powers cheaper and more and immediate. Enables you to invoke them for once, free once again. So there's another Shogun to be point of view. I haven't even seen the Shogun in action. He may be here. Oh, the Shogun's almost down. Down to 8 health. Sort of curious, the samurai I mentioned. Maybe samurai. They don't appear to be temporary summons, so the Shogun summons what appears to be pure permanent samurai. Red has a number of villagers here. Blue's army, I think it's going to be cleaned on up, but it's going to be missing straight for both sides. There's the Onomoraki. And got some wretches being summoned there. Another round of Kappa's point of view does summon the Sacred Gates. He can bring another Shogun and another New Moon. New Moon could be very good to get, say, the Blacksmith research going. Or the mythological, pile of mythological upgrades. Looks like blue fell back. Trying to avoid the god powers. Did force a number of god powers there. Large number of wretches here. Their glowing figures suggest to me they're camouflage, but they're not. That's not the case. And we're actually going to see the upgraded frost giants. Improve the hit points and their damage. Red is not on age. Oh no, red is or blue is on age up to going for tire to get access to Fenris Wolfbrood in the Thimble Winter. All for some other grades as well. Number of Yari spearmen being employed in the field. Counter cavalry. Trying to gauge the Jarls with counter cavalry, very nice. There's some more of the wretches being summoned by the Onomoraki. Berserks, however, in good numbers, and Will's throwing axemen. Blue has a nice mixed composition of everything. Right now, Bushido level 3. Which in theory should still be weaker compared to Thor's final upgrade of Blacksmith upgrades. But still very nice to have. U-Marchers being employed in the field, very nice. I think I saw some Huskarls earlier. Yeah, there's a handful of Huskarls, so you just mix some of those in as well. We got copper and iron upgrades, as well as some other various upgrades being queued on up. Blue's not going to fortify town center. I'm not sure what that was, but something got destroyed there from blue. We do have a longhouse here. Blue can start building. Yep, so it is starting to build that town center there. More Mikos. We do also have Divine Perfect. Increases the rate that you buildings train and research by 60%, which is very nice. Makes you remaxing out quickly. Not to mention, he also does need to get out some more housing. Oxcart does go down. Wretches engaging. Number of farms being established here. No Oxcart, which is a bit of a problem right there. Winter now being summoned, this will give Blue a bit more breathing room. He can start making advances, say, on these villagers here. The lowly commoners. Another daimyo there. Yari Spearing. Multiplier, damage, what more to say about it? You could turn this daimyo into another shogun. And it looks like the Yari, or the more, whatever it's called, went down there. British infrastructure is being cleaned up, which is very good. And primarily reduces max population, because I think it's a lot of that's housing. If not, just destroying it is always a good idea. We got actually a large number of Fenris Wolfbrood being summoned, so it looks like going for a pack of them. Stables, looks like he's removing some stability for red. And Ox Carts being summoned with some throwing axe mons. Large number of Berserks and some good number of Fenris Wolfbrood. In fact, 3 temples of them with multiple queues on them. He really stacked up the favor, didn't he? I wasn't paying attention too much close attention to that. He may have Pandora's box at this current rate. I highly recommend you should open it. You also now have more of Great Jarls. Guard towers there. Good number of portable battering rams. Fenris Wolfbrood may need to recruit some of these guys. Not too many heroes at the moment. We do have a number of Champion Yumi horsemen, horse archers. Which apparently Japan was first known for horse archery before they were known for samurai, or maybe early samurai were horse archers, to say the least. That is a pack of them. 11 them. Each one is, oh yeah, 15 favor. I think I'm just a gold edition with like 25 favor. And red does go ahead and back up the game now. It's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Good replay introduced me to some of the Japanese stuff. Didn't cast last week, so that's my first time taking a look at casting Japan. Let's see now if we can't find any good players. That name seems familiar. Oh wait, time's inverted. Let's see now. Usually clan names suggest to a certain amount of skill. Above average. Oh, we'll just start from the top. And that's one of the lowest ranks I've ever seen. It was just a way to search based on rank of player. And nobody's highly rated at the moment. We'll just have to go for that one that was above average. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue Shenong. We have Lasvio. No, Shannon's probably the major god I've cast the least. Small on top left side as the red Tsukiyomi. Oh, I still butchered that name. We have Idle Villager. What a great name. When it comes to these major gods, of course, Shenong, focus on farming, myth units and healing. God power is the gift of beasts. On favored lands, myth units recover health and increasing per age, so pretty good health regen potentially in age 4, 6. Farms are available in Archaic Age and built instantly on favored lands. That's not really important. You should not be building farms in Archaic Age. They're too big of an investment. Plow, irrigation, flood controls are researched instantly for free in the respective ages, so maybe they're a bit more useful rather than trying to go for resources on the map because of their freer nature. His benefit here is Gifts of Beasts, summoning a free Mythian from the next age of a temple. The next one will be a free Quillen. Of course, his Prosperous Seeds gives you 2 farms, or allows you to bestow seeds on your 2 farms to make them collect faster and heal nearby villagers. So, available in Archaic Age, yes, and which means you probably should limit yourself how many of these you can get, but still focus on resources on the map. So I have to eat a little bit of crow there. And of course, Tutsuki Onomi. I still need to figure out how to pronounce his name, like all the other names. Shinobi and Cavalry gets an attack increase per Bushido tier. Each technology research grants Bushido XP. Advancing next age is 25% faster, and get a free Kitsune as appear at the temple per age. Oh, you can now see the mythological upgrades up here with the new patch. Very nice. Tower and fortress damaged by 40 and 20%. And there's the Way of Bushido New Moon. Of course, this minor or major god power does give you all the research available in that age for free instantly by targeting buildings. So I usually see this at the start of H2, say targeting a building such as the temple. I'm going to fast forward now since introductions are complete. There's the Kitsune. Neither players start their age up just yet. I don't know, I always heard Kitsune and Kitsune, so how I sort of been saying is Kitsune singular, Kitsune is plural. That's my way of distinguishing those two. Like goose and geese. And moose and meese. And sheep and sheep. And sheep and sheeple. We do have now Chi Yubing research. It does give access to the Yazi, which is the dragon dog thing with a sword in his mouth. Teleports forward. And we also have here is Inari Okami. Gives access to the Joromongu spider lady. If I remember correctly with her mythology, Joromongus, it is something about a lord, samurai, shogun, not sure who, saw a spider eating a butterfly. Of course, a lot of people think like, oh no, how cruel, a spider's eating a butterfly, when that is just sort of the way of nature. Oh, there's all the free research. Looks like you use it on the economic upgrade on the water mill, giving both the wood chopping and food economy. Very nice. So it looks like it's going a bit more economical. And so the person freed the butterfly, but it also gives you the conundrum. The job of this butterfly spider is to eat various pests. Not to mention, it's just sort of more or less a way of nature. It's not evil to eat something else. I don't know, probably can't do the explanation all too well. Basically, who gives you the right to determine who lives and die? If you remove the spider's food, the spider dies. If you let the spider eat the butterfly dies. We do have some housing going up. We got the military camp there. One relic obtained. We do have the system of boss, make your villagers cheaper, which is probably pretty handy also for these guys here. But it does not apply the favor cost, just the other resources. There's Yazi, teleporting dog. Teleporting Dragon Dog with a sword. Just based at discount repeat. 2 Kitsune there, supporting the Joromungu. Gumo. Blah. I need to slow down and actually look how stuff's pronounced. The Kitsune have pretty low damage. They're a pretty weak unit. They're a pretty cheap unit. They're a mix of reconnaissance units and support unit. But they also do have a bit of nice speed aura effect to help improve nearby units. Yazi does go ahead and go on down. And do have the free Quillen. Very nice. Another dragon horse thing. Well, in this case, rather than dragon dog, this is dragon horse with an AoE heal. Its quickest, closest counterpart is probably the Valkyrie. And looks like both players just eyeing for a bit of eco. We do have some counter halberdiers, anti-cavalry units there. Tsukuyomi does support cavalry. You can see here with it, he provides all cavalry as well as shinobi plus 3% damage, so not a significant amount at the moment. Probably not an influential amount either. The Mikos could pick up this relic, unless it needs upgrade similar to like the Egyptian priests. Don't know. Oh, it turns this the shrine course generates favorable nearby natural resources. It looks like turns all these nearby trees into cherry blossoms. I like that. But the natural trees around it are green. Shouldn't they be cherry blossom color then? It looks like also the drafts here and the carcasses do actually provide the favor generation as well. Up north, we got some Naginata riders. The Kitsune can accompany them to help improve their movement speed. Of course, this opponent is going for a number of counter cavalry units, which is very nice. And looks like the Chinese player has aged up. I wasn't paying close enough attention to it. Not sure why the shrine is built so down far south. They're pretty cheap, looks like. But of course, they need to only generate favor when there's a nearby Miko, so they're inherently worthless until one of them gets a companion. Not as spammable as, say, the monuments for the Egyptians. This relic could cause some issues there. The Nose Sphinx. Do you have the Bahu? You know, I actually don't see this myth unit all too often for the Chinese. Then again, like I said, I don't really see this major god all too often either. Myth unit. Powerful strike sends units flying, so I guess some of the battle boar good against human soldiers. Let's see. Let's take a quick look at this one. Of course, provides the Fey Beast, Bahu. Task looks like a mythological trader. Into your Dao Swordsman, greatly increasing the pierce armor. That can be quite nice. Divine Judgment, increase, give infantry a bit of divine damage, not bad. And slight bonus versus myth units, making it a bit more generous. Abundance, Autumn of Abundance. Got even better traders, very nice. And of course, ship. So, a nice little trading minor god. Tsukuyomi is research to Fujin. You have access to Oni. Which of course gives access to... Let's see, Smiting Gust. Target location unleash a Mexican's wind. Blasting units across the map. Sounds like similar to a shockwave. Oni. Can enter a berserking state. Okay, great. Onis are Oni warlords, which deal more damage and more resist to hack damage. Improves myth units' hit points and trading speed by 25%, not bad. And restless winds make your cavalry move faster and attack faster, so more DPS and more speed. So this cavalry could be really fast with the various upgrades, and not mention with the Kitsune speed benefits. There's also the opposite speed, the Tao Wu. The Kitsune are going to be knocked out. Got some samurai here. Oh, and there's a blast, which apparently does do friendly fire. Okay, that's a fun god power. We don't think that did much damage, of any damage at all. Looks like there's a slight amount of damage. But that's a fun god power. I approve. So, it's a Fusro Da. And like Fusro Da, well, I suppose Fusro Da from Skyrim, the damage increases based on distance of the enemy gets flung. Got some Shinobi employed on the field. For some reason, they look like monkeys from this high up. Offer pretty low damage, high attacks. Looks like they do melee range melee damage, or wait, no. They have multiple attacks. Adds a multiple melee attacks, plus does give you a slight bit of Bushido, which is alternative favor. I guess the closest thing is her Sears, but also nowhere near. So they have multiple attacks per melee attack. That's interesting. Some ballets being established. Copper upgrades, more villagers. Both sides just being nice and passive for the eco. Got a number of prosperous seeds there. It's a pretty cheap god power, so you can start really eyeing it. Right now, these villagers are currently providing 1.1 per second. Well, let's see. Is there any other food collectors to compare them to? 1.8 for the gazelle, so they are collecting more food than at the moment than hunts. So I did have to eat a little bit of crow, so it's a good idea to start really maximizing that, in my opinion. Got a number of Gi Halberdiers, which are improved with master weaponry, which can do snare effects, greatly slowing his opponent. There's some Oni there. Of course, the upgrade does not improve them to Kaijin, just the Oni warlords. Good crush, so trying to give a good equivalence. Their attack speed's pretty slow. Health points are really high, so I guess the closest thing is mountain giants? Can't say what Berserk exactly does. Berserk, in fact, a lot of different games means different things. We got now an age up once again. Actually, no, that's the age. Got a free water dragon went along. This thing is so hard to estimate, but it can be very good. The relic does create a hole there. The pioneer looks like it's going down. It looks like they do have a special siege attack there, so they're Age of Empires 3 units. Of course, they aren't like Shinobi from Age of Empires 3, which gets bonus damage for his heroes. Over here, do have some of the White Horse cavalry being engaged. Let's take out one, the Kitsune. No build limit on the Miko. Over here, the Shinobi is still running about. There's the Kappas. I wonder if that affects, Nope, looks like a couple of the Halberdiers got grabbed there. Looks like the Kappas do not target, villagers. Decides to get inside the town center, which is a good idea. And nor does it affect the heroes. Try and break on out of there. Got units moving around. Got a number of the Bao Hueys here. It looks like a good number of Shinobi will be going down thanks to the Bao Hueys. Bao Hu's? Oh, yes. The Quilongs, however, trying to douse these Oni warlords. Howdy.
请下命令，准备就绪。
Now the White Horse Cavalry should be able to win this fight. Though, then again... 11. Yeah, they should be... The cavalry should be able to pick off these guys, no problem. Over here, got more of the White Horse Cavalry moving around. And we do have another age up here. We've got Zurong. You know, I'm so used to seeing the Quillongs being summoned, I actually don't know what that minor god does at the top of my head again anymore. You just see the Quillong all the time, which of course he does not have access to them. Let's see. Kind of a bit of a moment to look at them. Let's see. Provides the Blazing Prairie. Zuhi, another flying myth unit there. Flame Blood. Increases, causing the additional damage to enemies. So it gives all your myth units a bit of AoE damage, looks like. Slash and Burn. Your villagers gather 15% faster collection rate, and also makes your farms dirt cheap. So if you somehow consume all the resources on the map, that's an excellent transition upgrade. And it's also pretty cheap as well. Decent in favor, low in gold. Enables Healing Descent. Increases their hit, protects your... Okay, that's the upgrade for this one here. And Song of Midsummer. It also gives on landing health regen there. So a lot of upgrades for here. Overall, just straight up Myth Unit 1, which he is more or less a Myth Unit god for the Chinese. And he got 2 of these guys. Wait, he could get a bit of splash damage with the Fire Blood? It freezes myth units with flame blood, causing them to deal additional damage to nearby enemies. So it looks like it's just a generalist AoE aura. For flying units? I wonder how that works. I'm assuming it affects space in the base? Who knows? Definitely a good upgrade to accompany those other myth units. We also have another age up here, the Okatsunumi, but I butchered that name well enough. Another town center established. White Horse Cavalry breaking on through. Miko will escape on out of there. Fortified town center upgrade complete. A large number of idle commoners. Red's now trying to rotate some units back here. Get some villagers on the inside. Got a large number of Onomusha, which are not mounted archer units from Age of Empires 4s. These ladies are melee hero. Cavalry slowly being picked on off. We do have just one guy there. Got some walls here. The Great Wall of China, allegedly. And now there's age up for both sides there. This, of course, refreshed all the God of Powers to make them free, which is something you probably should just pull out immediately. I don't see any reason why to hold on to it. More process seeds, very nice. And there's a Berserk ability. Doesn't appear to be causing attack all nearby friendlies. Couple Kasune for the aura benefits, but a lot of fire there from the Zui. There's a lot of AoE damage there. Japanese players are really stacked up. Do not have more Kappas being summoned. You can also blow his opponent away. The mirror image of an Oni Warlord. Though it looks like this one doesn't last very long. Number of those fire archers being grabbed by the Kappas. Bushido's right now at tier 3. Looks like almost at tier 4. More shinobi being summoned. More of the Z Quays being summoned in the field, as well as more heavy tiger cavalry. Although they're not heavy tiger tanks. More farms a bit of everywhere. Looks like blue has, what, 4 town centers at the moment? There's now pushing forward. No more shinobis here, which have good crush damage. Another mirror image of Oni Warlord. And does make another mirror image there. Z Kuei, Z Pew. He's a good damage hit, but does get picked on off by all the Bushis. It looks like reds are starting to break on through. Some of the blues villagers may go down, then abandoning to the Quack ballets. I'm having trouble with all these words. None of them are in English. Another military camp over here. And here comes the fire parry. It actually is being summoned over here. Red could push his advantage here, but he's forced to fall back. This gave blue some breathing room down south. This ball has no crush damage, so does very poor damage for these structures. Next Myth unit is a Zuke. Oh, there's the 2 Queen Longs. At what point in time he used the lightning weapons? Looks like I missed that. May have been down here. Blue's going for a large army. He's having trouble at pop cap. Red is at pop cap, but only has 2 town centers, a bit of a problem. So right now, blue can just simply mouse produce an army. More of the Bao Huis being pulled in the field. None of that fire blood there to get a bit of AoE damage around his myth units. Shinobi push way forward. They could get washed away by the prolongs. Great damage from these structures. 35 damage, crush damage. Bushi's going to quickly take out these dragons. Blue has reinforcements being summoned over here. He could try flanking this army or go straight for the kill. Set tasks of cavalry to the villagers. Sometimes these things should have the sound effects should be redone to match the Age of Empires 2 Scorpion, since they're basically Age of Empires 2 Scorpions. Bushi's charging way forward, which is not a good idea. There's good enough myth units here, don't get me wrong. Problem is, they're just moving forward. Got some immolation fields being summoned. Some blues reinforcements could push on forward. Looks like a lot of blues myth units starting going down. Got the Tao Wu here. Oh, the cavalry did come for a nice little flank here. Very nice. And some of these villagers getting hit as well. The Quinlong's starting to advance. Some of the heroes starting to focus them down. Dragons getting shot down. We do have now these guys being blown away. Got all those villagers going on down. Right now, red has down to 50. So red's right now having trouble with its villager numbers. We got a number of Mikos here. It looks like red does go ahead and resign his grade, saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. Let's see now. And these names seem familiar. Just start from the top. Probably do that one. Yeah, we can keep an eye on that one. That one's a higher ranking, so we'll do this one. Greetings everyone, and great here with another Age Mythology replay. So on bottom right side as the blue Tsukuyomi, we have Gabriel PS38. So on top left side as the red Gaia, we got Taylor or Hard T1. Probably butchered that name well enough. When it comes to the major gods, Gaia, of course, is the economic and buildings major god. Sorry for heroic citizens and promoting to citizens to heroes is 25% less. Economic upgrades and the guild itself are 35% cheaper, blah. And available on age earlier, so all the economic upgrades available as early as age 3. Very nice. Which I think goes quite well with Rhea's Horns of Consecration, so you can get your fanatics at age 3 as well. And Lush gives you a bit of health regen, and plus for her unique upgrade, gets increased movement speed on Lush. Basically a creep. Tsukuyomi is the focus on Shinobi and Cavalry. Shinobi and Cavalry gets increased attack damage per tier. Recent technology gives Bushido experience. And advanced next age is 25% faster, and you get a free Kitsune per age. His unique upgrade, of course, improves the tower and fortresses damage by 40 and 20%. Since Tsukuyomi is more focused on providing damage capabilities for cavalry, and Kitsune are good and making them move faster, you'll probably eye for a minor god to help support a cavalry and or Kitsune. Inari Okami, of course, is the Kitsune one. And as well as provides cavalry, it's actually a very powerful god power swampland to grab and kill units for free, similar to the spider eggs. About spiders, we got Joro Gumo as a spider person as well. We got Wisdom 9 to increase the stack limit of the Kitsune. This improves the spider ladies there with divine damage. Cavalry gets additional hit points and bonus damage for other cavalry units. And of course you get a bit of raid when myth units are attacking your opponent. Oh. Thank you for the follow, Broodcorn8. Welcome to the stream. Let's see, Tsukuyomi has aged up to Inari Okami, butchering all the names. Gaia has aged up to Oceanus, while I'm more a fan of Leto. Oh, and which one structure did he upgrade that on? Looks like he went ahead and researched on the stable, so got the medium Naginata riders, and also produced them quicker. I think he did that primarily for the faster production to get a better raid going. Not to mention get some medium. And also gets them the Sashimano Bannerman. So they have increased health and damage. So they are coming out at a pretty good pacing. Not to mention they were built very quickly there. So I'm for a bit of a raid. Another reason why Gaia should have gone for Leto to get those spiders. There's some spider eggs to ambush these guys. We got the Carnivore here on the wrong side. The Kitsune and the Naginata Riders trying to hit some more of these citizens. And with only one Kitsune at the moment, providing one increased mobility there, so they're all moving at 6.3 on an incredibly fast pace. We've got now two Kitsune here. Of course, the one research need to be, well, researched in order to provide them both of them have the speed aura get applied, improving all their speed up to 6.6. There it is, the Wisdom of 9. Watchtower firing away. Got Caladri here, but does provide a snare effect. Watchtower doing some decent damage there. Counter barracks been blown in field. Probably should go for the couple peltis for counter cavalry roll, which the Oceanus does provide the weightless mace upgrade, improving their damage and speed. Increases their speed and damage by 50%. And the hero being heroic-fied does also increase that even further. And on Lush, their movement speed when being heroic could be close to 6. Something absurd. Of course, these guys can move around faster, especially with 2 stacks of Kasune. We got Jorogumo. Not that fast. Looks like he has split up the forces. One Kasune to support each group. And got some hippopotamuses being obtained. Some delicious hippopotamuses. Townsend is hitting the Kitsune. And here's some of the couple peltis there. Citizens getting hit there. We got the copies being pulled in there, which will instantly kill some of these units. There's one the halberdiers got grabbed, or a couple peltis. Does grab another one there. It says affects human soldiers, so it should be grabbing cavalry as well. Up north, the Carnivore is only protection up here. Looks like minimal damage. Gaia's, or just Atlantean citizens being far more durable is being very useful. Not to mention Gaia gets a bit of health regen onto them. So they will recover. Their raids are not permanent. Unless they are collecting hippopotamus off Lush. Gaia's gone for 2 town centers, while Kitsomi, how do I pronounce his name again? I can never pronounce all their name. Tsukuyomi only has 1 towns at the moment, going for more than Naginata riders and axe. Miko getting a decent amount of health there. The one Kitsune's pretty wounded, the other one's at full health. You can see here, now they're moving at 6.6, a very good movement speed for them. Blue's now building another town center, and going for 2 town centers. He has the aggression inside, and the field control. Vajra gains some excellent snare effect there. Right now, the Termos are not exactly a great option. They're a counter archer unit. And you don't really have to worry about Tomahawk heroes. Kitsune have good health, but pretty poor damage. They're definitely a support unit, but unlike most scouts, they can actually take a hit or 2. Looks like Lush has not been researched. Or whatever it's called. We do now have the Bile Shark being researched, get a bit of divine damage on his units. Also now has to explicitly say it does not affect siege weapons. 5% damage. I'm not really a big fan of the upgrade. The bleeding damage over time before on the previous patch was horrible. It did like 2 damage, 3 damage over the whole duration. Not that useful. And don't believe it's stacked either. And plus 5% damage on Murmellos and Fanatics is not too significant. Looks like Blue's a bit foolishly engaging. A lot of the number of the Naginata took a severe amount of damage there. Kaladra got a nice heal. Most of these units are starting to fall back now. None of them went down, so they just fall back to Miko and get healed on up. These are goats. Military barracks. We got the manor here for a bit of lush. Hello. Currently this, I think it's a bug again. Currently this, Gaia has 662 military units in the field. We cannot be relying on that, but I think the value may be accurate. When it comes to max population, Gaia has 105 versus 80. Oh, you're going down. Red's getting that point in time where he could start eyeing for medium infantry upgrade. He has queued it up. He's currently aging up to Thea. Give access to Dryad's Civilian Bird. And Poseidon's Secret. Oh, looks like she got thrown. And now we got the cavalry. The wounded cavalry now coming on in. We got another carnivore summoned. Does not manage to grab one of the myth units, but does start grabbing Gumo and start dragging her forward. Her Spetty's tree now deployed on the field. Got Fujin being deployed on the field. Dryads being summoned. They cost 0 population, so they're a pretty cheap unit to spam on out. They're not super great, but 3 population is their gimmick. And you get +5 per Herspetti's tree, so they're pretty nice to have. Dojo's being summoned there. Spawns, trains, and upgrades elite Japanese warriors, which includes the samurai, shinobis, and the Onimusha heroes. Close the stables, can pull out all of those. Capstone going down. Got a bit of bleed effect there from Civilian Bird as well as the Murmellos. Red has a decent sized army in the field of 675 units. That's clearly accurate. Some of the citizens take some damage there from the Naganatas and the Kitsune. We do now have Gale's Fury being researched. They may also made it so bleed damage now can stack up, because they actually took a decent amount of bleed damage there. Still not a great amount after getting hit about 12 times. It's good maybe in these skirmishes, but in straight up combat, the bleed damage is not great. We got some Yumi archers, got some Bushiyas being deployed in the field. Up north, oh, nice god power there. The Smiting Gust, I love that thing. It does not do any damage, but it just sends everybody flying. Looks like down south do have a number of Dryads, Symphony Bird, Kaladra, a number of stuff there. Blue's abandoning the southern region. Alright, so back on off. Up here, do have a number of units. A good number of units. Dryad engaging the Naginata Rider. Another carnivore there. The Yumi Horse Archer does take a bit of damage there. A very large number of heroes being summoned. The Bushias are more of a counter myth unit, not necessarily a counter infantry unit there. So something you don't really want to deploy out too much. You only need a handful to deal with all the Caladrian and civilian birds. We've got a good number of Dryads though, which are myth units, so... But of course, 0 population. Oh, we do now have a Daimyo here. Number of Dryads will be going on down. Number 9-tailed Kitsune there, along with everything else. The Kitsune sort of get snared up a little bit. The Miko's also going to be going on down. It's trying to fall back. Has a number of Turmos here. According to this, the Bushis are classified as range hero, not range unit, comma hero. So in theory, they don't receive bonus damage from Turmos. Stick around to Lush to get a bit of health regen going. And we do have now another age up going for Atlas, give access to Argus, and also the Implosion. Bronze upgrades for Blue, as well as Fortified Town Center. Both players have 3 towns at the moment. Both players, well, Red has max up pop civilians. Blue is approaching max up civilians. Currently at pop cap. Number of palaces here. Got these forces rotating around. My apologies with the drop in frame rates. I have, for some reason, Lush just eats my frame rate. Here sounds like Cherry Ballista. Okay, so I'm gonna push over here. Number of watchtowers. They are upgraded with increased damage. Looks like Red is trying to be forced on back over here. Or Blue's trying to be forced on back over there. Blue's has a sizable army trying to intercept over here. Got some Contineras being pulled in the field, the heavy cavalry for the Atlanteans. More Dryads being summoned. Now we do also have age up here of Okunushi. Another Kitsune has gone down. Ballistics being researched, bronze weapons. Atlas is almost complete. Queued up the champion range. Blue, of course, is age on up. This seems like a really good spot for an implosion. Does spawn out the gate. Immediately gets a free charge of everything. Went for some sort of upgrades. Which upgrades? I'm not sure. Argus has to use some acid there. And here comes Implosion, as well as more Kappas. You can probably throw his units inside the Implosion to help save his units from the Kappas, but we're all not going to be quick enough to do that. Number of blue civilians also getting dragged on into Implosion. Red's units being dragged on in as well. Here comes the Implosion. Blue lost everything. Nothing remained of Blue's army other than a handful of units. Right now, Blue has an army of 56 versus Red's army of 728, allegedly. Got Contineris now pushing down south. Another daimyo being summoned, as well as more Yumi archers. Oh, it's got another smiting gust able to blow everything away. It has a nice mix, or Blue has a nice mixed force here, just not too many units. Red's pushing forward of here, not too many units here either. And there's the gust. And looks like they will receive a bit of help for Jin when flying over Lush. After all, that's how Lush works. You just have to be above it, not necessarily on top of it. Right? This various stuff being cleaned on up. Town center is fortified, so it'll take a bit of time to go on down. Oh, we're finally going to see the channels upgrade. And prophetic vision. Those cavalry units will be cleaned on up. Looks like Red's trying to push some aggression down to this town center. Blue's trying to respond to it, but Blue's army's not too large. Red has quite a force here. They want to pull down the couple peltis. Looks like got the flying bird up here, the Onomoraki, which summons wretches. And a big round of heroes of Argus archers there to help snipe the bird. Does go on down there. Number of Yumi archers here. But looks like Red's able to overwhelm his opponent. Does have one fanatic in the formation, which does not do bonus save versus archers, just versus everything else. Red's citizens are going to push forward to build a town center. They're going to do their part. More Argus archers, more Mamelos, and some Contineris being employed in the field. And when the citizens get done, they can go ahead and claim these farms. Oh, do have some siege weapons here, which are receiving some health regen. Keyword in some part. It looks like Red's eyeing for some markets here, going for a bit of a market economy. We do see the advanced fortifications being researched, increase the damage of fortresses by 500, or not 500, 50%, and makes them a bit more resilient to melee damage. Naginata riders push their way forward. Some Dryads on the front line, but they're getting quickly ripped apart by all the heroes. Red has a nice army here, and going for more palaces over here, trying to perhaps eat the delicious hippopotamuses. Quite possibly. Right now, Red has a published science of 260 versus 210. And thanks to all these Dryads, he's getting a little bit extra buffer to his army as well, which is effectively, I'll also just play another plus 10 population, roughly. I suppose most of plus 20 population based on the bulk of those Dryads. Yeah, I don't know what caused the bug. It happened pretty early, so I'm surprised it didn't go even more stupid. Arcus archers keeps good work done. We have some destroyers here to destroy some buildings, but looks like Red's starting to fall back. Blue managed to hold on. Red has a pretty good production queue, so does Blue. Looks like Red needs some more counter cavalry units there. A couple peltas. Going for a handful of Mamellas. Fanatics always a good choice. They train pretty quickly as well. You got some drama llamas being summoned. And looks like Blue does go ahead and back the game now. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. 3 games of cast. All 3 had Tuskio. Can't pronounce his name. And every time he lost. Is that good or bad to decide? Let's see. Wait, isn't Phoenix a highly rated player? No. Or should I say Phoenix? No. Could do that one. Keep an eye out for Notorious G. Go a little bit downwards. Now let's do him. Again with him. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age Mythology replay. So on the bottom left side is the blue Odin, we got Notorious G. So on top right side is the green Tsukuyomi. We have Tyrion. Taiyan. There we go. When it comes to the major gods, whoops, that's the wrong button. Odin does is focus on Great Hall units. Gatherers and dwarves hunt 10% faster. Makes your early food game not bad. Or better. Great Hall units generate additional favor. A little bit health regen on all of his human soldiers and heroes. Not bad. And 2 free scouts. Of course, when it comes to mythological upgrades, we got the Mask. Give Berserks increased 10% speed and give them a bit of bonus damage versus myth units. Tsukuyomi, the 4th time I cast them today, out of 4, is the Technology, Shinobi, and Cavalry Major God. Shinobi and Cavalry gets additional bonus damage per Bushido tier, which is 3% per tier, which is not too significant honestly, but it is free and gradual. Each technology generates Bushido XP. Each aging up is 25% faster, which is probably the most important part as natural bonuses. But honestly, as well as the free Kitsune for each age is quite nice. Speaking of which, when it comes to aging up, you can also improve the Kitsune with the Inari Okami. primarily with the Wisdom 9 to double their aura effect, or possible aura effect. Not to mention to improve his calorie focus, he also get additional hit points here. As well as his myth units to generate gold when attacking units. So the Kitsune could be a little bit better there. Haven't seen much Jorogumo play yet. Alternatively, he can go for the Amno Uzume. Let's see who just aged up. Looks like Tsukuyomi has gone for Anaria Okami, so don't need to worry with the other one. Well, Odin's actually going for Heimdall. Heimdall, in my opinion, is usually the weakest of the three minor gods for the Norse. Undermine is an excellent god power. Inhari provides a good force multiplier. This allows them to toot their horns more often and increase the duration. But also the other upgrades are not so great. You get more Sentry Tower hit points. I heard some damage there. Just the Kitsune eating some villagers. And of course, making buildings train and research leaps and faster. It's nothing too significant there. Looks like he uses god power. Something got some number of Hersters in the Hari over here. The Kitsune is pretty weak in combat. They offer pretty poor damage, but they are pretty resilient. Particularly with the Inari upgrade, increase their hit points quite a bit. So they're pretty good force multiplier in speed, as opposed to Inari, who's focused on damage by tuning his horns. Right now we've got two Kitsune here, and looks like Blue's eyeing for a lot of proxy production. 2 long houses and a temple. Going for another Inari, so looks Blue's going to eye for being a bit more aggressive. We do have the Watchtower upgrade. Let's see. Applied upgrade. He has gotten all of these upgrades here. I wonder, did he use his New Moon on to the Watchtower? I think he used the New Moon upgrade on the Watchtower. That's interesting. Oh. Inari does toot their horn a little bit there. He needs to get out some Erdmen to help out against the cavalry. They also be decent versus the Watchtower. Yeah, it looks like he used New Moon upgrade on the Watchtower. No, every single game of cast Tsukuyomi, the player has used New Moon God Power on different items. Could probably put that relic over here for the time frame, nice and close by. Green's eyeing for counterattack. The raiding cavalry right now gets boosted by 1 stack of Kitsune aura. Once it gets the Inari upgrade research, it'll be up to 6.6 for this entire formation. Undermine summoned here, which will instantly destroy watchtowers and walls, so that watchtower will get instantly sniped. And also severely damages the dojo since in the construction state and knocks it out as well. Erdman now engaged in the watchtower. Got the Naginata riders and the Kitsune trying to eat some villagers. Villagers are in fact delicious. Tastes like pork. Multiple Inhari tooting their horns there, getting nice damage multipliers there. And we're seeing some samurai on the field, a full population elite infantry unit. Here is Naginata riders trying to intercept the gatherers. Looks like they will manage to get to safe haven. The ox cart as well. One of the Kitsune has gone down there. One gatherer goes down. The last Kitsune and Naginata's riders are going to be falling on back. That's just a crow. Or a raven. Good counterattack there, but Blue's going to be launching another assault. None of these housing are on fire, but don't worry, they're perfectly livable. Age of Empires logic. And here comes the copies, which instantly kill human soldiers, a good fair number of them. And Blue pretty much just lost his entire army there. You see there the throwing X-Men got knocked out. Won't attack heroes or myth units, but still. And Hari's going down, and Blue just basically lost his entire army to that. It's a little bit strong, honestly. It's why one of the abilities are likely going to be nerfed in the upcoming patch, if I were hazard a guess. Samurai offers good damage as well as some EXP generation. More in Hari being blown in the field. Has not researched the Galja Horn just yet. The increased duration could be very nice in larger formations then to really boost up and maintain the damage boost. Samurai offer good damage. And also multiplier versus infantry, so pretty effective versus the Norse, which even does bonus damage versus throwing axemen. But throwing axemen themselves are counter to the samurai. Samurais do have higher melee armor like Berserks and Mormellos. They've got Naginata Riders now engaging, which also counter throwing axemen with the book since they do bonus damage versus ranged. Oh, get some good rest. You can always watch the replays later. And Hari all toot the horns at the same time. Guardhouse going on up. Do you have some of the Onomushas being put on the field? Female heroes. And archers being put on the field as well. Good item versus Norse. Good number are Kantos wannabes on the field. And they're also very similar to General Malagius. You can probably cool down, tone down the deployment of the Erdman at this moment in time. Eye for more berserks. Maybe raiding cavalry wouldn't be half bad as well. After all, samurai do bonus damage versus infantry. Raiding cavalry are not infantry, and would get bonus damage for some of the ranged units. The Bushis, however, are not classified as ranged soldiers, according to here, just ranged heroes, so in theory they won't receive anti-ranged bonus damage. Green's holding on. Two of his watchtowers are down. These two could probably be destroyed by a single undermine if Blue lines it up. Which actually may be a good idea to save us like a second undermine to collateral those two down. Oops. Army 13 on the field over here. Green doesn't have too much of an army on the field. We do have a number of laborers here. The Raven does spot all of this. Raven does good damage there. Of course, he can heal himself slowly over time thanks to Odin. We have some Yaris from Florida Field. Wait, heavy Yaris. I don't know if does he have the H3 upgrade. He's not H3. How did he get that? How did he get the heavy upgrade with not being H3? Was it some sort of bug, exploit, or maybe something I've been missing since I don't really know the Japanese all too well. Either way, Odin's now aging up to Njord. Give us some mountain giants. Other aspects of Njord does provide, of course, walking woods, Jarl hit points, and bonus for myth units. Vikings give raiding cavalry damage, divine damage, and raiding. Mountain giant upgrade and Krakens. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of heavy upgrades. He's not age 3. I wonder how he got the heavy upgrades. He doesn't pay enough attention to that. He's already at Bushido Tier 3, thanks to all the samurai deployment. All troops. Oh, Bushido Tier 3 assessing the heavy. So increasing Bushido level increases the level of them. So he has age 3 units and age 2. Interesting. And he got the upgrade for free. Walking Woods, the temple over here, so the mountain giant is in the region. The mountain giant is pursuing the villager. That's not a good idea. It's a mountain giant. You want to attack the structures. Walking Woods, walking towards this town. So there's an excellent use of Walking Woods. I've rarely seen this god power actually being useful. It's meant to bring some cheap free siege weapons, and it is being very effective. And the town center goes down. Very big victory there by blue. And the Walking Woods is a god power you don't really use all too often, so it is expendable. Mountain Giants are nice as siege weapons as well. He actually has a lot of siege stuff. We got Undermine, Walking Woods. Oh yeah, and this last Walking Woods here, not great. It provides you a decent amount of DPS for free. It's a cheap siege weapon. Don't expect too much. It's a walking pine tree. It's not very well weighted. It's probably just as easy to deal with it as you do with cows, in form of cow tipping. Longhouse here, probably trying to increase the travel time. He's trying to ghost some scaffolding there to trap the laborers or commoners. Very, very cheeky. Another mountain giant here. There's too many heroes for him to pull out myth units at the moment. And right now he has a lot of stuff more geared towards Great Hall units. That's after all Odin's sort of playstyle. So maybe we'll see Jarls and Raiding Cavalry. Of course, he doesn't have really the structures for either at the moment. Let's see, what else? Great Hall units generate more favor in battle, so no special damage for them. But right now, if this one's deploying more heavy numbers of samurai, going for cavalry or range is probably a good idea. Green has rebuilt the town center, and Green forgot to requeue the civilians. That's a bit of an error on his part. Also feels like at 16 minutes, almost 17 minutes in the game, if both players have below 40 villagers, that doesn't seem right, honestly. Usually there's more by now. So it's a low eco game. Oh, got some Erdmen taking on some of these laborers or commoners. Another settlement being blown up by blue. Large number of heavy Naganatas. Wishes do provide experience, Bushido experience as well. They do also have a charge attack. That is a good number of throwing axemen. Has a number of Erdmen, so it looks like he's using Erdmen as a frontline meat shield. Let the throwing axemen do damage to the back line. Very nice. Heavy being researched as well as bronze armor. Well, in this case, Erdmen won't really provide too much good bonus damage against all of these units over here. At least as a frontline unit, they can be a meat shield and a good counter for the heavy Naginata riders. So he does have good composition to counter his opponent. That's not good. Naginata riders get some good damage there. Erdmen do move at decent pace, so they need to move at decent pace over here. Oxcart has gone down with some gatherers. The Walking Wood, singular, is still existing. Those villagers are wounded, and Odin's passive health regen does not affect them. Let's design a jump to Hachiman, which is the Age of Mythology version of Hachi from Advanced Wars. And he's not a market master. Got a number of those villagers, and the ox cart goes down. Dwarf here needs to keep on running. He's not very fast for a dwarf. Good number of dwarves here, and the last of the gold paw's been cleaned on up. This is actually quite devastating. He's going to lose a good number of civilians. Lose iron for counterattack as well. Run to that town, so that's good. I'll focus on the fight over here then. Got one walking woods for siege damage and a portable battering ram, so he has 2 siege weapons. The portable battering ram is getting corralled the wrong way. Erdman focus on the cavalry, very good. Throwing axemen engaging the samurai. Cavalry being summoned back, but they're taking a bit of attrition damage there. It's a good number of civilians stayed alive, 37 versus 32. Green has almost got his age up, but that's age 3, not age 4. I think I'd have to preface that because of the fact that he has heavy upgrades. Oh, and there's his free Tengu. Not a Mecha Tengu. That's a regular Tengu. So it's inferior to the age of regular 3 Tengus. Raiding cavalry being focused on one at a time. Portal batterings getting some good damage in these structures. Another daimyo there. More Naginata Riders falling back. Some walking woods around here. That's probably not a bad idea. He's pretty close to winning the game, so getting some extra siege weapons right now wouldn't be half bad. Let's see, 6 commoners there. That's about a 5th of his civilians. Closer to a 6th, but still. Oh, 1 Kitsune now here. He does not have the 9-tail Kitsune upgrade. So not super durable. So gets axed. Good in this town center here. Green's trying to migrate down south for the winter. At least to the east. Walking woods actually being useful this game. I'm actually very surprised. Then again, siege weapons have not getting focused down properly is always effective. And luckily, Walking Woods is actually pretty nice for that aspect, because you can just simply blend the opponent's mirror their opponent's structures nearby, say, a pile of trees, such as right there, and just start attacking and eating all the housing. Blues goes for this another town center, gets villager queue going. We do have another villager queue completed. Going for some shinobi. Got 2 daimyos here. You can upgrade one to a shogun, which summons a permanent samurai, which don't know if that queue can be triggered on human soldiers. Or not human soldiers, on civilians. If it does, that could be very good. For green at least. Walking Woods scuttling the way forward. Shinobi are more or less a raiding unit. They have great siege damage. They offer what appears to be a good amount of damage. High range armor, poor melee armor. So the high armor makes them a bit more effective versus ranged units, but they offer no multiplier for that. Raiding cavalry try and push way forward. Blue's lacking some units to intercept against him. Got some berserks here. So good flank there by green. But right now green's still not in a great position, and blue will manage to force its way through. And green does back to the game now. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Oh, look at that. Looks like my hard drive space actually getting maxed out, so I can't really record another game right now. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening and get some good rest.